When you go through a sort of a sale process, it's handier if you have the leadership team sort of with you along the way. When did you decide to sort of let them know, those in the leadership team, and then, kind of what role did they play, and did you feel like you did that about right?
I do feel like I did it right. I was fortunate because I got a lot of advice on this. I asked a lot of questions because you kind of have to make sure your head and your heart are in the decision, right? Like it's my heart was in it. I knew I was like, it was time, but then mentally, is it the right time for me? And so I knew there was people I was going to have to bring in. And the advice I was given by a lot of people I talked to was, you are going to have to bring in certain individuals, but you don't want the company to know, right? And that was killing me. It was killing me because I'm a very open book.
Transparent business.
I'm super transparent. I'm all about transparency. And so to have to like hide that from the employees was, it was so stressful. And, but we know, like a deal can fall through. And then if a deal falls through, then the employees are just left with a bunch of uncertainty. So you really can't tell them. So it was like, who can you tell and who do you need to tell? So I brought in 2 head of operations and a head of sales. And that was really important for me to have them sitting with me at the table, bought in, because ultimately I still want their feedback and their buy-in, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to have to be living with the next company and that are going to be executing the plans. And so I was very fortunate. We all agreed. We were all on the same page. It wasn't like I liked one company and they liked a different one. We were all like, this was the company to beat from day one. We all synced up. So I brought kind of in head of ops, head of VP, partially to help me with the actual process, because there's a lot of paperwork you got to get, and partially because I wanted their buy-in on who the next owner was. And then they were brought in probably really, they knew that was the direction I was going to go for about 2 years, but we didn't really kind of get that information out until probably 6 months before. And then closer to the deal closing is when finance had to come in and assist. So I had about 4 individuals who were in the loop. But thankfully, it was nice because I had so few people I could talk to about it. Yeah. You need that sounding board. But also you need that support for the diligence process. It's very key.
That was my next question. It was really around sort of, were there things in the process? And you mentioned diligence. And it's nice having a team because you can kind of split that workload up.
Yes.
Was there things that you thought, oh my God, if I have to answer that question again?
So Katie from your team she kept trying to tell me, like, it's really tough. The quality of earnings is tough and the diligence is tough. And I'm like, I know, but like, look at how good my paperwork is. Yeah. I'm going to be great. We're going to be fine. I'm not going to have any, in the back of my mind, I was really cocky about it because I really did think that like, it was going to be okay. Yeah. And I knew it would be hard work and it would take time, but I felt like we got all this. No, I think my lesson I learned is that you can never be prepared for diligence. Yeah. Because there are questions that you're like, but I thought I answered that already. And they're like, well, we want to divide it in this way, right? It's taking the data and carving it up into 6 different ways so that they can analyze it from 6 different angles. And man, it was a lot. So what we did is we kind of had, if it was customer database, my ops person really was the key person on that. Financials, I actually pulled in my retired VP of finance, which was amazing. She was just a blessing, and because she could work full time on this, and she did all the financial and the accounting side of it. I was like all the legal diligence, the history, the org charts, the HR side of it, and then I had my sales guy kind of helping me with a lot of the sales information and commission plans and strategies and market placement. And it was very helpful to divide it up. I wouldn't want to go too deep into a big group knowing. I think it's keeping that kind of concise of somebody's got ops, somebody's got sales, somebody's got finance, and somebody's kind of got the catch-all, which is usually the owner. That was really a good division. I felt like any deeper than that would have stressed me out having too many people know.